Welcome, 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 welcome. Will we see anyone in here on this live stream, this July 29th, 2025 YouTube live stream? Just restarted my live stream, the first one. Had a glitch in it, another glitch in StreamYard. StreamYard software glitching out on me. This is the second time in a week. Second time in less than a week. StreamYard is glitched out on my live stream. I had to start a whole new one. So I don't know what kind of numbers we'll get in here today, how many people will get listening, even watching, even viewing. You can thank StreamYard for that. I'm not going to pay for a plan, I can tell you that. I'm not going to give them any of my money to pay for a plan. I'm going to stay on this free plan. If that's all the better their software is, where it glitches out half the times I use it. Get your act together, StreamYard. You can't do any better than that. What do you got, a bunch of illegals working in your IT department? Get rid of all the DEI hires and all the illegals, StreamYard. Clean up all the glitches out of your software. So us live streamers can actually have a clean live stream. They jack the prices up. Jack the prices up by 10 times the amount, and then the quality goes downhill. They hire all these illegals and cheap labor, DEI hires, and then they go downhill. Want you to pay more for it. I guess it's never better time than now for me to switch over to Streamlabs. I've been thinking about it. We're talking NYPD police officers fail big time. Face of tyranny, welcome. Bud, welcome. We're coming to you live from the war room, straight from the underground, down in the bunker. We're dug in. River Rat, welcome. Not sure what kind of numbers we'll put up since the Matrix is already coming for our live stream. We had to start a second live stream already. Had to run 2 live streams to get 1 live stream. You're only allowed 3 notifications a day in a 24-hour period on YouTube. We had to use up 2 of them in less than 5 minutes. Thanks, StreamYard, for sabotaging our live stream from the very beginning, from the get-go. What's the matter? We're not an illegal, so you don't want to help our live stream get out there and get any reach? Freedom of speech, but not freedom of reach. We'll still do our best to break the Matrix. Game over, Matrix. So yeah, I couldn't really title. My titles seem generic all the time on here. It's because they are. If you stray too far away from any generic title, they start restricting your freedom of reach. You're better off just leaving generic, plain titles all the time on your videos. Don't try to put any thought into it. Don't try to get creative with it and waste any time on having different titles all the time, because it doesn't matter. You're going to be using a word that you're going to get punished for. You're not supposed to use. It's on the censored words list. That's probably why Our first live stream got shut down because it was a title similar to this one. Probably can't say anything negative about their precious NYPD police force and all their illegals. NYPD's the number one or number two police force in America that hires illegals, right up there with LA, Los Angeles. Los Angeles and New York City. That's all they hire are illegals. Look at this last police officer that got killed. Officer Islam. What was it? 24 years ago, allegedly Islam attacked the Twin Towers in New York City. Now all their police forces, Officer Islam, Officer Muslim, Officer Mohammed. I want that Justin was right badge again. Where's my Justin was right award again? I was right again. Talking about how the new police force in America is full of illegals. If you haven't read the book Turner Diaries, you better read it because it's happening in real life. The most banned book ever. One of the most banned books you'll ever hear about. I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. The new police force in America are illegals, foreigners, Officer Islam from Bangladesh, from India. I'm sure J.D. Vance and his wife Usha love him. I'm sure they love that Indian police officer. What happened to it only being non-professional jobs? Oh, they're just picking our fields that no one wants to do. That police officer job, that's a pretty damn good job. High-paying job in New York City. On top of that, he's making all that overtime. He's working a second job as security. Damn, I'm sure there's a lot of Americans that would love to have that job that the NYPD would rather sell out to their precious illegals to get their cheap labor, just like everyone else. NYPD wants their cheap labor with their Officer Islam and Officer Mohammeds and Officer Finkelsteins. Enough is enough. I've had enough. Those are your heroes, all you people that love your police force in America. You respect your police in America. You love your Officer Islam. Straight from Bangladesh, from India, taking your job, stealing your American job, a nice professional job. How many thousands of Christian men would have loved to have that job with all that extra overtime? NYPD police working second jobs, making money. He's got a wife with 2 kids and one on the way. Yeah, how many white Christian men are allowed to have 2 kids and have one on the way? Ha! Good luck. Police officers like Officer Islam are going to be knocking on your door and serving you warrants for failure to pay child support after your wife leaves you and weaponizes the system against you. If you're a white Christian man, if you're a white Christian male, Officer Islam's going to come arrest you for failure to pay child support. Meanwhile, he's got his family with 3 kids, one on the way, making all this money, overtime money, second jobs making money, got this professional job, NYPD, not picking fields. That's far from picking fields, Officer Islam, Officer Finkelstein, Officer Mohammed. It's over. It's finished. It's over. It's finished. I don't feel 1 ounce of sympathy for the NYPD when all they hire are illegals, foreigners with no allegiance to America, no allegiance to our people, no allegiance to our culture. Sorry, but I've got no sympathy. Not a single bit of sympathy when they're stealing our jobs, stealing our hospital beds, stealing our housing, our energy. Coben, welcome. Hoops, welcome. Sure are a lot of crybabies in here. Keep on crying. The truth hurts. Let me guess, you're one of those Finkelsteins, one of those Mohammeds, one of those Officer Islams, like the NYPD hires that's coming for you and me. If you look like this, they're coming for you and me. If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. These radical activist judges that are illegals, foreign born themselves, they're weaponizing the police force against the American citizen, the Native Americans like myself. They're sending their Somali cops, their Venezuelan cops, their cops from India like Officer Islam, the NYPD. How many of you Christian men get to have a family, a wife, 2 kids, a wife with one in the oven, get to have a nice professional NYPD job, making overtime, and get your free housing and get all your free food, not paying taxes. Must be nice being an illegal coming into NYPD will hire you if you're an illegal. That's all they hire anymore. That's all the police force in America hire anymore. Dual citizens. If you're from Bangladesh, if you're from Kabul, if you're from Fallujah, Iraq, they'll hire you. If you're from Benghazi, Libya, they'll hire you. But if you're from Dallas, Texas, good luck. You ain't getting no job. If you're from New York City, if you're from Middle America, you aren't getting no job in New York City, NYPD. You got to be a brown skin illegal. And then you're going to get everything handed to you, including that professional job. You're not picking any crops in New York City. How many crops are they picking in New York City? Bright Rio, welcome. I see you. Sevenfold, welcome. I'm not joining the force. Why would I join a police force full of illegals? They're not going to hire anyone who looks like me with my complexion. They only hire brown skin illegals, foreigners, those that they can easily control, manipulate, those that'll obey all their orders, just obey, those that'll be robots, perfectly good robot slaves to the system. They'll obey their commands. And be damned, the American citizen. Be damned, your civil rights, the Constitution. They don't care about that, these illegals. You think Officer Islam gives a damn about the Constitution? You think Officer Islam gives a damn about civil rights? For any of you Americans, we the people, us Native Americans, I'm not going to shed a single tear. I've got not a single sympathy for not one NYPD officer. Basically, not one police officer in America. 95% of them are illegals, foreigners, tiny hats, Finkelsteins, Mohammeds, Steinbergs, Islams. I've been telling you. Where's the Justin, you were right again. I want to see all the Justin. Freedom News Now, you were right again. You've told us 1,000 times. How many times you've told us, I don't know. You told us once, you've told us 1,000 times. The new police force in America are the illegals that they brought in, the 100 million illegals they invaded America, that our government flooded our communities with, these radical activist judges destroying our communities, destroying our cities, our culture, our people. NYPD is the number one culprit, right up there with the LAPD. That's all they hire, are illegals. Get rid of all the illegals out of New York City. You probably only have 100,000 people in that city. How many people in there? What, 4 million people in New York City? 5 million? 4,900,000 are illegals. Only 100,000 are actually Native American citizens like myself. Native Americans. We got to get every illegal out. You know, just stopping illegal immigration, that's not enough. We need to end all immigration, legal and illegal immigration. At least for 10-year moratorium. Not a single person crosses that border. No green cards, no H-1Bs, no visas. 8 months to 80, blind, crippled, and crazy. If you're an illegal, you gotta go. Now. Hey, USA is going to start booming. With every illegal you get out, the USA gets booming. Prices of energy goes down. Price of fuel goes down. Price of food goes down. Interest rates go down. Price of housing goes down. Price of healthcare goes down. Increase in job prospects, all kinds of jobs, increase in wages. Massive increase in wages and jobs with every illegal you get out, like Officer Islam from the NYPD. Who would ever thought the NYPD 24 years after 9/11, allegedly Muslims knocked down the two towers when everyone knows it was the dancing Isleys that did it, had something to do with it. But who would have thought 24 years later, now the NYPD, all their police officers are Officer Islam, Officer Muslim, Officer Somali, Officer Haiti, Officer Venezuela, Officer Fallujah, Officer Iraq, Officer China. That's the NYPD. That's the LAPD. Yeah, we got to get everyone out. Every Rodriguez, every Gonzalez, every Chavez. If you're a Venezuelan illegal, you're gone. You're out. If you're from Mexico, you're out. Only us Native Americans. You know, basically, we're in civil war right now. It's just like the Civil War over modern day slavery. The Civil War, the North versus the South. The South wanted to keep their real African slaves going. All the Jewish slave owners wanted to keep all their real African slaves. People want to give the white Europeans, the white Christians, a bad rap for slavery, but it was all the Jewish slave owners The slave owners were all Jewish for the most part that introduced real Africans, flooded America with their real Africans for their cheap labor. Well, it's no different today. These big corporations owned by the Jewish, many of the Jewish dual citizens in America, they're flooding our communities with illegals so they can get their cheap labor. Only this time they're from South America, they're from Mexico. That's their slave labor now. It's not, they're not all from, many of them are still from Africa. There's still many of them from Somalia, from Haiti, Yemen, Sudan, the Congo. So yeah, we're in the Civil War. We're up here in the north. We're reporting from Michigan. So we're going to set the slaves free and send them back to where they came from. We're doing it different this time around. Not only are we setting them free, but we're setting them free back to their homeland. Adios. That's right, Kay. Everyone go home. Every single one of you go home. Every single one of you go home. uh, you know, they're doing the best they can. I mean, I think it's ridiculous how the media and everyone wants to keep bringing up this old stuff, these old files. Nobody cares about that island anymore. That Jewish Epstein guy. Nobody cares about that Jewish Epstein Mossad. Who cares? No one cares. Nobody cares. Only people that care are the illegals. They want to talk about something else. Hussein Obama and his illegals want to talk about someone else, his criminal cronies. Speaking of which, treason was trending all over X. Treason with Obama, Brennan, Comey, Clapper, Rice, Strzok, Page, Yates, Rice, McCabe. It'd be real interesting if we get any arrests, any perp walks. They say it might be different this time. They say we might actually get some perp walks this time. I'm not going to hold my breath. We need to eliminate dual citizenship. That's it. Never again dual citizenship. It's America first. Christ is king. America first. And also, like I've been saying every live stream, if you're not an American citizen, you're not holding any position in government. You're not a police officer. You're not a judge. It's not just for the president you got to be born in America. It's all government workers. Every single public sector job, you need to be a Native American like myself. No more illegals. No more foreigners as cops, judges. No more Mohammeds, Rodriguez, Vasquez, Chavez, Gonzalez, Wands, Finkelstein, Steinbergs. Christian only. If you want to uphold Christian rule of law, our entire system rule of law is built off of Christian rule of law. You need to be a Christian to work in government. Nobody cares about that dead Jewish guy's files. Nobody cares about that dead Jewish man and his Mossad files. Except a bunch of idiots that don't care about nothing. Except a bunch of idiots that probably love all their precious illegals love their community flooded with illegals, why they pay for, why they got to get driver's licenses, why they got to get social security numbers, why they got to sign up for this, sign up for that. While the government knows where you work, where your bank accounts are at, how much you got, where your family works, where your kids go to school, but they don't know a damn thing about illegals. But oh, that's perfectly okay. For many people that want to sell out the American citizen, want to sell out America first. It's all about America first. Let's see those America first. There's a lot of weak ones out there. They're not willing to stand up on the front lines like we are here at Freedom News Now. Let your voice be heard. That's a problem. Many Christians have gotten weak. Many Christians have been walked all over. They've been spit on. They've been pushed down. They've been bullied around. They're afraid to stand up. Well, when you stand up, you got what? How many squad cars of Thin Blue Line members from Somalia, from Venezuela, from Israel? How many of these cops do you got knocking on your door if you try to speak up about Christianity, about how the justice system is neither fair nor equal nor impartial justice? It is what it is until the white Christian men start to stand up, start to rise up and take the power back. You'll continue to be occupied, continue to be controlled by the powers that should not be, by the dual citizens, by the Finkelsteins, by the Steinbergs, by the Cohens, by the Mohammeds, by the Officer Islam with the NYPD. Keep being controlled by the Officer Islams. NYPD. That's right, Kay. Christ is king. That's OTVO says due process forever. And unless you're an illegal, no due process for illegals. That's not the way the law reads. If you're an illegal, the only due process you get is a free trip back across the border. You know, American citizens need to start making the illegals feel uncomfortable. Start asking them questions in English. Start talking to them. If they want to buy some of your product, up, can't sell you no product. You can't shop here. If you're an illegal, if you want to aid and abet criminals, if you're a shop owner, a store owner, if you're Kroger in Jackson, Michigan, selling all your produce to all the illegals, that's aiding and abetting, harboring and concealing illegals. Every time you sell a can of food to an illegal, you're aiding and abetting illegals. They need to arrest you, the shop owner. If an illegal comes to Domino's Pizza and wants to buy a pizza, you need to call the cops on them. Cops need to arrest this illegal. If they don't speak English, call the cops on them. 95% chance they're an illegal. Get them out. Do your part as an American. It's going to take you to do your part. People love their precious illegals. What about all the back the blue? Where's all the back the blues at in here? All you back the blues. Are you guys all sad, all upset, all crying today because your officer Islam? Officer Islam stealing all these jobs, stealing a police officer's career from an American citizen. How many thousand Americans in New York City would have loved to have that job that NYPD would rather hire illegals like Officer Islam from Bangladesh, India. I'm sure JD Vance probably loves Officer Islam from India, him and his wife Usha, and their big family from India, their big Buddhist family from India. If he becomes your next president, all you all those of you that like to waste your time in those fully rigged, fully fraudulent selections, you want to vote for JD Vance, it'll look just like Ohio. Go to Ohio now, up in the Midwest, packed full of Indian. You can't go to a rest stop that doesn't have 100 Indians from India, from Bangladesh, from Pakistan. Ohio's finished, packed full of Somalis, packed full of millions from India. Look at their governor. Look at who's going to be their soon to be governor, Vivek Ramaswamy. That's going to be your governor in Ohio. Ramaswamy, Vivek Ramaswamy. And your senator married to an Indian woman, Usha. Yeah, Ohio. Ohio's so far gone. It's so far unrecognizable. Anybody who thinks of Ohio, you think of someone who looks like me, a Native American. They don't look nothing like me in Ohio. They've all been erased and been replaced. All the people that look like me, most of them have been erased and been replaced by millions from Somalia, millions from India, just like Officer Islam with the NYPD. That's all right. There's room for disagreement in here. I know people will disagree. People can disagree. People have that right. But I'm going to say 58%, 60%, 65, 70% of people agree with me. So I'm not in the minority. You're in the minority. And that's okay. It's okay to stick up for the minority. I used to do that a lot in all our videos, sticking up for the homeless, sticking up for the disadvantaged, the less fortunate, but not anymore. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm done with it. Get them out, every single one. They're destroying America. I don't want to see all these illegals all over the streets. When I go to report it, the police come and arrest me because they know I own property. I own a business. The police want to arrest me. The judges say focus on arresting Justin. He's got a business. He has a vehicle. He has money. He has a bank account. We know where he works. We know where he lives. We know where his money's at. We know where his kids go to school. We know where his 5 girlfriends all live. We know where his 5 different babies' mamas all live. They don't know where these homeless are at. They don't. Why do I need to be documented? Why do I got to have my papers, but these illegals that don't pay nothing, they don't have to have. Looks like we're getting Matrix attacked, getting hit with the Matrix attack. I'm not even pro humanity anymore. I used to be thought I was pro humanity. I'm pro robot, pro machine now. Pro algorithms, pro machines. Usher in the machines. Humanity's failed. Humanity's failed. Humanity's a bunch of ignorant fools. AI is the way to go. AI is the future. The machines are the future. Usher in the machines. Especially when all your neighbors, all your community, all your cities and towns are packed full of third world illegals. I'd rather give me machines any day before millions of third world illegals from Somalia, Haiti, Venezuela, the Congo, from the most illegals from the most dangerous areas of the Middle East, Fallujah, Iraq, Kabul, Baghdad, China, Beijing. Yeah, I'm definitely pro machine now. Pro machine. That's the future. Usher in the machines. uh, it's already there. Look at all these Elon's making all these robots. There's going to be all these robots everywhere on the streets. I'm done buying vehicles. I'm never buying another vehicle. I'm only riding around in autonomous vehicles. It's here. It's already here. I'm never buying another vehicle. I'm never paying car insurance. There is no freedom. You can't drive 2 minutes down the road without driving past the license plate reader, unconstitutional license plate reader camera. Everywhere you go, everywhere you travel, you're being spied on by Big Brother, by Peter Thiel, Mossad, Palantir. You're getting spied on. They're tracking your every move. You can't go anywhere. They track that guy. They track that Japanese black guy all the way from Vegas all the way to New York City. Every license plate reader camera he pinged off of. Yeah, there's no freedom in America anymore. Freedom's dead in America. Freedom's been killed in America. There is no freedom. Freedom officially died probably before the Patriot Act, but it's dead. It doesn't help that we're living real life Turner Diaries. If you haven't read that book, you need to read the book, The Turner Diaries. We're living it right now. We're living that story. The illegals, all these illegals from Somalia, from Haiti, all these big, massive third worlders, these real Africans, they're going to round you up, the American citizen. They're going to come round you up. Officer Islam is going to come round you up. Officer Steinberg, the dual citizen with his tiny hat, is going to come round you up. There aren't going to be any Officer John Edwards. There aren't going to be any Officer Robert Henrys. That's a thing of the past. Every police officer in America is Officer Islam, Officer Muhammad, Officer Abdullah, Officer Rodriguez, Officer Chavez, Officer Gonzalez. Yeah, it's finished. It's over. It's over. All we can do is record, and document. Record and document for all to see. I'm to the point now I don't even go out and record it anymore. You record it, you publish it, Then it just gets censored by the powers that should not be. Where you go out, you try to record it, you got the police threatening to end you, threatening to kill you over recording their precious illegals that they make so much money off of. Their precious homeless veterans they make so much money off of. It's all a big money making scam. Homelessness is a money making scam. All these NGOs, they don't want to help them. They'd rather send the police to arrest the journalists for reporting on it. The real heroes, the white hats, the law abiding heroes, the First Amendment auditors standing on the right side of history. Stand up, stand by. Shining the truth. Thanks, Brett Reyes. Says, don't forget to smash that like button. Wasamata, we got to get rid of those unconstitutional traffic cameras. I basically refuse to travel anywhere anymore. I just live inside the matrix now. I basically live inside the matrix anymore. I don't travel outside the matrix. You can't go anywhere without being tracked. License plate reader cameras everywhere, but people still want to worship their heroes, their police officers, like Officer Islam from Bangladesh, the NYPD police officer. That's all they hire anymore. Illegals, foreigners from India, Bangladesh, Beirut, Lebanon, Benghazi, Libya. Oh, you're hired at NYPD. Oh, where are you from? Somalia, Haiti? Oh, you're hired at NYPD. Oh, you're a Native American? Oh, Justin? You're a Native American? Justin? Oh, Native American. Oh, we can't hire you at NYPD if you're a Native American citizen. No way. You're too light skinned. NYPD, you got to be a brown skin illegal from the most dangerous parts of the Middle East. Or they don't hire you from China. What happened to these illegals who are only picking the fields, only working these low skilled wage jobs? They're working all these computer jobs, these IT jobs they stole from how many millions of Americans that look like me, look like you? How many Indian workers from India with on H-1Bs, visas, green cards stole your job as an IT worker that now work for the state government, the state of Michigan or the state of California, the state of New York, state of Florida, state of Texas, state of Indiana? Don't worry, you guys will be okay. Your illegals will be okay. They're not going anywhere, no matter. You can shout to the top of your lungs about Officer Islam and Officer Leibowitz and Officer Steinberg and Officer Finkelstein. You can scream to the top of your lungs about all these dual citizen police officers, judges, politicians, about all these foreigners that have no allegiance to America, no allegiance to our flag, no allegiance to America first, no allegiance to Christ is King. Yeah, it's no secret to why rule of law is completely finished, completely destroyed in America. Between that and feminism destroyed America as well. Look at women invaded all men's areas. Everywhere men were, women completely invaded. Females completely invaded men's sports, men's occupations, jobs, careers. Females females and feminism completely destroyed the workplace for the man in America, for the males. And now look where we are in America. We got these DEI hires everywhere, illegals everywhere in all our highest level positions, female judges destroying rule of law, DEI hire female judges like on our Supreme Court, packed full of DEI hired judges like Ketanji Brown Jackson. Can't even define what a woman is. We're supposed to believe she's got the mental capacity, the brain power, the critical thinking skills, the decipher, determine, to interpret rule of law in America at the highest levels. Give me a break. That's absolutely insane, absolutely ridiculous to think this woman with this underdeveloped frontal lobe is going to be able to interpret law at the highest levels of the Supreme Court. That's the world we live in now. It's all about if you're a foreigner and illegal, DEI hire from India, Bangladesh, like NYPD officer Islam. You guys probably haven't heard about Maine. What about Maine? Illegal caught working as a police officer in Maine. Breaking news, July 29, 2025. Not just NYPD. Here's another one. Breaking story. ICE arrests a Jamaican illegal who overstayed his visa and got a position as a Maine police officer. Raiders in Maine. Maine. Way in the northeast, as far northeast as you can go. Maine. Hiring illegals from Jamaica 5,000 miles away. I'm telling you, it's got to stop. It's got to end. Never again. It pisses me off so damn much. It really does. I don't think anything fires me up as much as seeing our country be destroyed by third worlders and seeing it be done by our own people, our own government, like the NYPD police officers who failed big time. Hiring all their precious illegals, selling out the American citizens, selling out the Native American like myself to get their cheap labor. Their cheap labor that'll just follow orders, just obey those foreigners, those illegals, like Officer Islam, Officer Mohammed. I guess that's okay too. Is that okay with you guys? An illegal from Jamaica gets arrested by ICE. He was a police officer carrying a gun around, carrying a 9mm Glock around, hanging around with your kids at your school in Maine. This illegal. How about Officer Islam, this illegal from India carrying his 9mm Glock? That make you feel a lot safer? Not me. It makes me feel that much more in danger. That much more my house get raided for being a Native American, for looking like I do. It's time to rise up. It's time to stand up, speak up. Take pride in your culture, your people, your community. Say never again to the NYPD. Never again. Rule number one, if you're going to be hired in government at any level of government, from the lowest level, lowest township, municipality, county, state, federal, to the highest levels, the number one rule, you need to be a Native American. You need to be a Native American. No foreign born illegals like Officer Islam, who should have been deported with his wife and 3 kids. Hopefully, Officer Islam's wife and 3 kids all get deported now. They won't. We, the people, the American taxpayer, will be paying for it, paying for this illegal to come over here. And anytime you run into a police officer, anytime you talk to one of your heroes, I'm going to challenge any one of you bootlickers. Any one of you bootlickers, I'm going to challenge you to ask any one of your heroes. I want you to ask anyone, I don't care which one of your heroes, one of your police officers, how many illegals did you arrest today, Officer Bacon? How many illegals did you arrest today, Officer Ham? How many illegals did you arrest this week, this month, this year, Officer Bacon? I bet you they'll tell you a big fat zero. They don't arrest illegals. They let them go. These radical, rogue activist judges, traitors to America. Jackson, Michigan is full of them. Judge Allison Batestein, Judge Michael Cohen, Clarenstein, flooding our streets, flooding the streets of Jackson, Michigan with thousands of illegals from Somalia, Venezuela, the Congo, from the most dangerous parts of the Middle East, Fallujah, Iraq, Kabul, Baghdad, Iran. Then they'll take your Second Amendment rights away from you, take your civil rights away from you, right after flooding your community with thousands of illegals, the most dangerous illegals, third worlders. It's not YouTube creators. It's not First Amendment auditors, citizen journalists doing that, selling out we the people's judges like Judge Allison Batestein, straight from California, George Soros judge, right in Jackson, Michigan, D12 Judge Allison Batestein from California, George Soros judge. How'd she end up all the way in Jackson, Michigan? And then coincidentally, we get flooded with tens of thousands of illegals from the third world, real Africans. And you got Judge Michael Clarenstein, does the same thing. Loves flooding the communities with his precious illegals. How much money are you getting paid, Clarenstein? To sell out America, to sell out Michigan, to sell out we the people, you traitor. All we can do is report on it. All we can do is report on it. You're lucky if you record and document it. If you get out there and record and document, they might send one of their illegals, one of their foreign-born illegals on the police force, one of their Renterias, one of their Estes, one of their Villarreals. Yeah, right in Michigan. Packed full of illegals on the police force. That's all they hire anymore, illegals. Villarreals, Renterias, Rodriguez, Mohammeds. And then they're coming and arresting a Native American like me, trying to tell me they understand rule of law. They know rule of law. They know the law because they're a police officer. They've been here for a year. They just came here from some hut from Somalia, and they give them a 9mm Glock and body armor and an AR and say, okay, go manage the peace. It doesn't work that way. NYPD doesn't work that way. Michigan police, Gonzalez, the state police chief spokesperson, Rene Gonzalez. Why is someone named Gonzalez from Mexico all the way 3,000 miles away running the state police in Michigan? Now, part of the reason why we're in the problem, the predicament we're in as a country is there's too many weak Americans. Christianity sold out. Christianity let all the gays in their church. There is no such thing as a sin anymore in Christianity. They let anybody in their churches. Look, how many pastors are gay? I'm not going to any church like that. Got Muslims running your church. Got Zionists. Your head Christian leaders a Zionist. Oh man. Yeah, Michigan's bad right now. Michigan's got a lot of illegals. Ohio's finished, packed full of Indians by the millions, packed full of Somalis by the millions. Ohio's finished. You can't go to a rest stop without sharing it with 100 illegals from India, from Bangladesh, just like Officer Islam from the NYPD. Go support all your favorite YouTube creators, auditors, citizen journalists. All you bootlickers, don't cry too hard off one of your heroes, Officer Islam from the NYPD, one of your precious illegals. I don't know how you're dealing with that. Most of you right wingers love police, but you don't like illegals. But you love illegals that are cops. As if they're an illegal, but they're a cop, they're okay with that. Oh man, you got no conviction. You got no intestinal fortitude. You're weak. Go worship your Maine police department that hires illegals from Jamaica. Go worship your police departments that love hiring their illegals, selling out their American citizens and Native Americans like myself. We're going to wrap this video up here at Freedom News now. So thankful, so grateful for each and every one of you. As always, thank you for watching Freedom News Now, First Amendment Audit. I'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe for police accountability, civil rights education YouTube videos. I'll see you on the next one.